Discipline isn't punishment, it's self respect. It's choosing to operate at a higher standard even when no one's watching. For me, it kicked in hard when I became a single dad. Two young daughters, a full time job, daycare costs, elementary school, field trips, sick days, bills on top of more bills. There was no room to slack. No one was coming to save me. I had to be sharp physically, mentally, and financially. That meant getting serious about discipline. Because if I don't take care of my body, I get sick. And if I get sick, everything falls apart. If I don't show up for work and get results, the stress just compounds. If I'm not present for my kids, I miss moments that matter most. So, discipline, to me, is about having a mission and refusing to drift. It's about choosing long term wins over short term relief. It's brushing off distractions because they pull me away from what actually matters. Discipline builds a structure, structure builds momentum, and momentum builds a life worth showing up for. My name is Tony, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through how I built that discipline and how you can too. So let's get to it. Discipline does not mean pushing at 100% every day. That's a fast lane to burnout. I've been there. I've had stretches where I was trying to crush work, raise my girls, manage school, stay on top of bills, and still show up for my side hustles. Some nights I fall asleep on my desk, other nights I get sucked into distraction just to escape how overwhelmed I was feeling. What suffered the most was my sleep, and when I don't sleep, everything else breaks. I get angrier at the kids, my mind is foggy during meetings at work, and I don't prioritize my tasks better. That's when I realized showing up doesn't always mean showing up at full strength. Some days I'm at 80%, other days I'm running on fumes, but I still show up. Even if it's just to keep the habit alive, even if all I have is 15 focused minutes after bedtime to chip away at a goal. That's discipline. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent, and consistency compounds. You can still win the week even if Tuesday was a mess. So don't aim for flawless, aim for forward. Because even a small step keeps you in motion. Now, discipline doesn't mean ignoring your body. It means knowing the difference between pushing through and knowing when to pivot. I have days where my brain's foggy, my body feels heavy, energy is low, so I adjust. If I'm tired, I don't skip my workout, I just make it lighter. I cut it down to 20 minutes instead of an hour. I focus on the form, or I just maybe go to a walk. If I'm drained after work, I'm not gonna force myself to cook a whole meal for the family. Sometimes I'll just go pick up fast food, and other times I just heat up a box meal and just call it done. When my mind's scattered, I step back, meditate, put my phone away, and just reset. The key is I don't disappear. I stay in motion. Discipline is flexible. You can't scale down without falling off. Skipping a meeting, pushing a task to tomorrow, or saying no to a late event, that's not weakness, that's awareness. And as a parent, you learn quick. Energy is your currency. You don't want to waste on things that don't move the needle. You manage it so you can keep showing up for what does. That's what real discipline looks like. Now, most people say they want to change, but they never track what they're actually doing. That's why I started tracking every hour of my day. I write down when I get distracted, when I cook, when I spend time with my daughters, when I'm working and when I'm not, when I fall into YouTube, when I take a break. The time log tells me everything I need to know. Because change doesn't come from wishful thinking, it comes from being aware. This habit made me a better dad, a better worker, and a better man. Not because I'm trying to be perfect, but because when I see the truth, I adjust. 1 hour of wasted time is just that 1 hour, not a reason to throw away the rest of the day. Discipline isn't about having a flawless streak, it's about doing the right thing most of the time. If you've been present 20 out of the last 30 days, you're on track. That's consistency. That's how progress looks. Track what you're doing, don't lie to yourself, and if something needs to change, change it. Time doesn't lie, neither should we. Another thing we should talk about is that people wait to feel motivated. I don't. I follow my Google Calendar. Every night, I plan the day down to the hour. And once it's on the calendar, it's non negotiable. I treat it like a contract with myself. If it says write, I'm going to write. If it says workout, I move. I don't ask how I feel, I just follow through. The reason I do this is simple. Feelings are unreliable. I could feel tired, I could feel lazy, I could feel overwhelmed, but none of that changes what needs to be done. And I'm not a machine, so I plan buffer time in between. Stuff always comes up when you're raising kids and juggling work. Flexibility matters, but following the plan matters more. When you start doing what you say you're going to do, no matter how you feel, something shifts. You trust yourself more, you waste less time, you make faster progress. So motivation becomes irrelevant. You're not reacting to your mood, you're moving by design. That's how you get ahead. That's how you lead a family and still keep your edge. Plan it, stick to it, and adjust if needed, but never stall. Let me discuss about confidence. There's a different kind of confidence that comes from showing up for your kids. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's internal. It's knowing that they're fed, loved, safe, and thriving in school. When I stay consistent in taking care of my daughters, everything else in life feels lighter because I'm not scrambling, I'm not second guessing, because I know they're doing good. I go to every school event, I listen to them, I stay present, even when work is pulling me in three different directions. Even when I'm exhausted, that consistency built real confidence in me, not just as a dad, but as a man. Because if I can hold it down at home, I can handle anything else. Like presenting at work becomes easier. Taking a risk in my side hustle, it feels more possible because I'm grounded in what matters. Discipline creates that. When you keep promises to your family, you start believing you can keep promises to yourself. That's where confidence comes from. Not from hype or motivation, it's from reps. Reps in parenting, reps in being reliable, reps in putting your mission first. Confidence isn't built in the spotlight, it's built in the routine. Quick story. So right after my separation, my life flipped. New apartment, new schools, new daycare schedules, new bills hitting from every single angle, and my time management was gone. So everything just became unfamiliar. It would have been very easy for me to fall apart, but I couldn't afford to. Not for me and not for them. I stayed steady because I wanted something better. Because if I get better, their life will get better. That thought kept me grounded. Even when things felt chaotic, even when I had no clue what tomorrow would look like. Discipline during chaos is where real resilience is built. It's not about ignoring emotions, it's about not letting them run the show. I didn't need to be perfect. I just needed to hold the line, get the girls to the school, keep food on the table, stay calm when everything felt heavy. That daily effort changed something in me. It showed me I can handle stress without crumbling, that I can choose control even when life isn't. Resilience isn't built when life is easy. It's built when you're tired, you're stressed, and you're still doing the right thing. That's the strength most people never tap into. That's the edge that keeps you sharp no matter what hits next. Here is a practical tip when I get off track so that I don't spiral. I reset. One of the simplest ways that helps me reset is gratitude. At my lowest, when everything felt heavy or off, I would just sit still and remind myself what I already have: a roof over my head, two healthy daughters, food in the kitchen, a future that can still build. That mindset shift pulls me out every single time. I don't need a perfect streak. I just need to get back in motion. 1 hour of inconsistency or laziness isn't going to ruin my life. Neither is one bad day. I remind myself there's too much opportunity out in the world to stay stuck. Then I go act. I keep it simple. If I don't want to work out, I just walk. If my routine is slipping, I pick one thing and lock it in. One healthy meal, one night of solid sleep. That's how momentum starts. Stacking small wins builds real discipline. And when it feels hard, I zoom out. I remember why I started. I remember my kids, my goals, and I get back in line of who I want to be. So discipline isn't about force, it's about alignment. You don't need to overhaul your life in one day. You just need to take the right next step. In summary, discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being honest with yourself, tracking what matters, staying steady when things get messy, showing up for your kids, your work, your body, even when you don't feel like it. It's built through small actions done consistently with purpose. You just need a system that fits your life. Start small, adjust when you need to, but don't stop. Because when you get this part of your life handled, everything gets lighter. So thanks for watching. My name is Tony. Check out the next video if you want to keep that momentum going.